Aubrey awakens on Sunday, the 21st of spring, and automatically, before she even realizes she's really awake, she gets up, waltzes over to the TV, and watches The Queen of Sauce, and she learns how to make radish salad. Holy shit, that's awesome. Okay. And also, the spirits are neutral today. Great. She glances over at the farm and sees that a whole heck of a lot of cauliflowers are ready to be harvested, and she delights in this knowledge, and she just sprints over and starts feverishly pulling cauliflower out of the ground. She sort of, her hands slip a little bit on the slippery leaves of the cauliflower plants, and she sort of fumbles a little bit as she picks up the cauliflowers. But she's, once again, as agile as a cat, so she does not actually fall or drop any of the cauliflowers. Oh shit. She runs out of water in her watering can and heads over to fill it up. And on her way there, she sees all of the butterflies that make this place her home, make this place their home. And she remembers back to last night when she had a bit of an episode where she was super mean to a woodpecker and another family of birds who were probably like cousins or at least friends. And seeing the butterflies reminds her of this event, and reminds her that she has no idea what came over her. So she just very deliberately tries to make sure that she's nice today. She's not really sure what she has to do to make sure that she's nice to everybody, but she makes an attempt. Okay. So, she remembers that she really wants to get on the good side of that wizard, because it's really suspicious, she thinks, how he has a basement that people aren't allowed to go into. So I, Aubrey, vow that I will get into that fucking basement, and I will find out what that imposter is hiding. Actually, she goes on, I don't even know if that's the imposter or not. I know that there are two of those wizards, because one of them sort of did a magic trick and vanished, and the other one just waltzed in through the front door immediately afterwards, trying to convince me that that there was only one of him and that he had vanished and then reappeared in a different location. Of course, I know for a fact, Aubrey says, that teleportation is not possible. Some magic is possible, but certainly not teleportation, she believes. So, it could not possibly be the case that that guy teleported. So, I must therefore conclude that one of these people is an imposter. Resmodius, she calls. Are you the imposter? Or are you the original? Are you the good twin or the evil twin? Resmodius says, I sometimes observe the local villagers in secret. Yes, Resmodius, you told me this before. I am hoping to find an apprentice. Someday I will leave this mortal plane, but my arcane pursuits must continue, he says. You know what? Hey, how about this, Resmodius? You see this crystal that I have heaved over the top of my head right now? Do you see how I'm dancing around in a circle? Don't you think, for example, Resmodius, that I would make a really good apprentice? Do you think that my ability to run around in circles would make me good at drawing summoning circles like this one that you have over here? What if I were to dance around your summoning circle? Oh god, I'm trapped. Aubrey's like trying really hard to impress Resmodius, and she's getting a little bit stuck because there's a book here that she can't walk over for some reason. And Resmodius is just sort of watching with his eyes squinted. He doesn't quite know what to think of Aubrey's bizarre and eccentric performance. So Aubrey decides, sigh, I'll just run right up to this asshole and give him his quartz. And so she throws the quartz into his hands. And the wizard says, Many thanks. This item has some very interesting properties. And he looks down at the quartz with a with a gleeful smile, and he's very thankful. Good. Okay, apparently the wizard likes quartz, so that's easy. Easy to do. Fantastic. Okay, so Aubrey begins. My task now is to go adventuring, because that is where you get quartz. And if I get enough quartz, she goes on, I can probably make friends with both Rasmodius and Abigail. What the fuck is this? Oh my, what the fuck? What is... Why does this pig have goggles on and a stick of dynamite sitting on its head? And why is this lady here? Oh, a duck feather. Poppy? Hop's starter? Oh, yeah. What is all this? Why can't I afford any of it? There's a coffee bean. Oh my god. I can't afford any of this stuff. I can't afford any of it. Except the duck feather. But I'm probably... Ooh. Aubrey is very concerned about the duck feather. Hey, it's Jazz. Oh, she's skipping. She's doing jump rope. Hello, Jazz. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, I messed up again. Aubrey isn't certain if Jazz has been infected with the repetition virus or is just doing something repetitive. It's not always easy to tell, especially with Jazz, because she doesn't say much, and most people have no idea what she's thinking. Oh, I can go into Leah's house. Let's not go into Leah's house right away. Aubrey concludes. Oh, it's because I have 2 hearts with her. Oh, okay. So the gift counters have reset. So since the spirits are neutral today, and not happy or angry, Aubrey is a little bit uncertain, though she's pretty certain that it is a good idea to go adventuring, regardless. So. However, being that it is a bit too late to go out there right now, she just decides to do a little bit of maintenance on the farm. So, what does she have? She has 2 sets of mixed seeds, which she happily plants in her garden plot. 2 sets of seeds. Perfect. Alright. Okay. And then Aubrey decides that it is time to give a spring onion to Leia, another quartz to Abigail, a dandelion to Penny, a parsnip to Gus, cauliflower to Maru. And so she picks up all of these things and heads out in the direction of those people, those specific people. And as she clops her way across the cobblestone streets, she is quite happy and filled with determination, as it is not every day that people's gift counters are reset. So she decides that she will, just to be safe, will go out of her way to make sure that she can give people their presents. She also hides behind a aisle and waits for George and Jody to go by. She's not sure why Jody and George are together. Maybe George needed a bit of help. Maybe he was in this exercise room doing like some Pilates or something. Maybe he was doing some yoga. Maybe just with his upper body. But whatever the reason may have been, he has since left the store and is nowhere to be found. Fine. Okay. Aubrey's feeling a little bit like a chicken with its head cut off, just a little bit, because she's not really been able to find the people she's been trying to find. And once again, she went into a building expecting to find a person there, and no one was there. She was expecting to find Penny inside of the library, but unfortunately Penny was not there. So she's continually walking around in circles. She's getting dizzy a little bit. She's not sure why she's getting dizzy, but she figures that maybe it's because she just walked in a gigantic circle. But if that's the case, oh, she runs across Maru. And so she waltzes right up to Maru with a cauliflower over the top of her head, like some sort of weird crown. And then she just placed the crown on top of Maru's head, as though appointing her like some sort of monarch. And she gave Maru the cauliflower. Is that... Oh wow, Aubrey, this is spectacular, says Maru. I'm glad you like it, Maru. Hey, you've made another week of progress on the farm. It seems like things are going well for you, she says, with her shiny red spectacles. Hey, Penny has just turned up and shown her face right in front of Aubrey. It seems that Maru and Penny are friends because they seem to go and hang out together on this park bench every now and then. And it's good that I'm giving both of them presents, otherwise maybe they would have gotten jealous. So, thinks Aubrey. So Aubrey then delicately and gingerly places the daffodil into Penny's hair and sort of puts it behind her ear. And then Penny says, "Thank you, this looks special," as is her standard response when receiving dandelions. "Hello," she goes on. "The weather's interesting today, don't you think?" she says. "Why, yes." "Sorry," she goes on. "What do you mean, Penny? Why are you apologizing? I'm pretty sure you did the exact same thing last time I tried to give you a gift in that location. Hey, look, oh. Emily is in here, but I don't have a flower to give to Emily. So, oh shit, wait. Thought Aubrey. However, she continued, I do have a parsnip for Gus. Hello, Gus. Are you ready, you big bastard? Are you ready to receive the parsnip in the traditional fashion? Are you ready for me to throw this at your head? Maybe I can like fit it inside of your ears this time. Are you ready? You're such a what is it? You're such a doormat that you'll just let me place this parsnip anywhere on your body that I choose, won't you, Gus? Won't you? So thinks Aubrey to herself. She doesn't say that out loud because she's pretty sure that most people, when confronted in such a way, would go into defensive mode and then would do exactly the opposite of what you said that they would do. But since she said it only in her own mind, she's able to accurately predict Gus's actions. And so she places the parsnip right inside of his like shirt. She like reaches over to his neck and grabs his collar with her left hand and then just drops the parsnip down his shirt with her right hand. And it just gets a little bit stuck between his shirt and his chest. And he's a little bit embarrassed and he just sort of looks down and says, "Oh, goodness. Are you sure?" "Hi there, Aubrey. I'm glad to see you. We're always welcome here," says Gus. "Yeah, you're goddamn right, Gus. And you better not tell anybody about what just happened. Or else," she goes on. She actually does say that out loud. Her goal, Aubrey's goal, is to sort of corner everybody. She will corner people like Gus, who she only has a passing interest in, by scaring the hell out of them. And she will corner people like Emily and Leah and Abigail by actually genuinely becoming their friends and being supportive and inserting herself into those friend circles. Perfect. No harm done. So, being that it is 8:20 p.m., she heads down to her farm and goes to sleep because there's been a lot of activity today. There have been a lot of things that have happened. Whoops. And so she decides that it is time to just go to bed and hope that tomorrow goes a little bit better. Excellent. So she goes into her house. She sees Joan of Arc, is overcome with giddiness. She just really, really, really wants to pet Joan of Arc, and so she runs up to Joan of Arc and pets her. Excellent. Joan of Arc meows with affection. And Aubrey just jumps into bed and passes the fuck out. She dreams about automatic sprinkling systems. Holy crap! She's hit with a sudden jolt of inspiration, and she dreams about how she's constantly using her watering can, constantly just leaning over and hurting her back, hurting her spine, um, pulling all of her muscles, watering every single one of her plants every single day, and then manually hoeing the ground. And she has a dream. It's a very repetitive dream where she's just doing that for hours and hours, it seems. And she just has a sudden burst of inspiration. Holy shit, she thinks. I know how to make a sprinkler. I can I can manually or I can automatically set up a system that will water my plants. Holy shit. And she's so excited. She just has to look a little bit deeper. It turns out that it takes one copper bar and one iron bar to make one. She doesn't have any iron though, so she thinks to herself, I'll have to go adventuring so that I can get some iron. So she watches the fortune teller, and then she learns that the spirits are annoyed, and this annoys her in turn because she was actually really looking forward to going adventuring, and now she would be a fool to actually do it because she will receive a minimal return on her time investment. That's right. It's a bit of a mouthful, she knows, but it is in fact accurate. So, she reaches into her red chest and pulls out some items. She pulls out a gift for various people, and then decides, what is my goal today then? What is my goal? Ah, yes. And she reaches back into her red chest, pulls out yet another quartz, and what else? Nothing? Oh, she knows exactly what she's going to do. She takes her bamboo pole because she has heard rumors. Once again, she hears a lot of rumors, but this time the rumors that she heard were related to finding fish in the rain. She's heard that if you fish during the rain, different fish are going to bite your hook and get trapped on your fishing rod. So she decides to give it a shot, give it an old college try. And being that it is 7:10 in the goddamn morning, it's just oppressively early. She decides to do a bit of fishing right outside of Leah's house. So she really, really wants to give Leah this spring onion. So she's just going to stay here until Leah comes out of her house. And in the meantime, she's going to fish and see if she can catch any of these rain-loving fish in the meantime. Oh, shit. This is a feisty fish. Come on, you booger. You booger. Come on. Oh god, Aubrey isn't sure if she'll be able to catch this fish. It's very feisty. Wow, that fish was a very angry fish. She loses the fish. It manages to swim in a perfect arc, such that the force of it pressing against the water was just right to unhook the hook from its lip. It didn't even rip through the fish's lip. In fact, what happened was it just completely undid the action of the hook going into its lip. Perfect. Well, actually, that's not perfect. That's perfect for the fish, Aubrey realizes, but not perfect for me, she goes on. I wanted to catch that fish. Maybe it was another one of those anchovies. Maybe it was Terrence's, brother, or maybe Terrence's godfather or something. Maybe if I had brought that fish back to Terrence, they would have seemed to know each other. But maybe they would have pretended that they didn't know each other. Like, if they were trying to hide some critical information from me, they would act like they didn't know each other, even though they did. But Aubrey is a very observant woman. She would probably have been able to tell that they were trying to hide the fact that they knew each other. So she's fairly certain that if she does capture another intelligent fish, that she will bring it straight back to Terrence and observe his reaction to see if he will betray any useful information by accident. Fantastic. She pulls out another chub, and then turns around. It's and realizes that Leah is still asleep. I don't know, Aubrey begins, when Leah gets up. This is strange. When does she get up? At any rate, she continues, Leah seems like a happy person, so maybe getting as much sleep as she does is kind of crucial for that. Maybe to be as zen as Leah is, it's kind of necessary. Yeah. So Aubrey glances down at her watch, sees that it's 10 a.m., and then tries the door again. And enters a cutscene. She goes into Leah's house, and Leah says, "Oh, hi, Aubrey. Come in, come in." "I'm just working on this sculpture here," she goes on. She appears to be chipping away, carving away at this piece of wood. "Come here, watch this," she says. Aubrey comes a bit closer, gets a better angle, and watches Leah jumping up into the air and just swinging her entire fist at the sculpture, breaking off little bits of hardwood. "See that? I'm revealing the essence of the wood," she says. "Holy shit, Leah." "Once you get past the outer layers, the true nature starts to show," she says. Aubrey returns, "It's the same with people." "What?" says Leah, really confused. She's sort of looking up at the ceiling, trying to figure out what Aubrey is saying. And she starts to laugh. "Oh, yeah, that's absolutely right," she says. She then looks back at the sculpture. "I first visited this valley as a little girl while on vacation with my parents," she says. "I knew I had to come back someday. This place has great artistic potential," she says. "Well, yeah, I believe you, Leah. I've seen you painting outside. I saw you painting the pond. It was a pretty impressive looking sketch. You weren't quite finished yet, but it was impressive, I could tell. Although, I have to admit, it's not easy to pay the bills as an artist." She sort of trails off. Aubrey's anxious. Why don't you have an art show in town?" says Aubrey. Interesting. I guess that could set the wheels in motion to making Pelican Town a true art destination," she ponders. She breathes deeply. "But what if no one likes my sculptures? I'd be crushed," she goes on. "I'll have to think about it." She trails off. But the smile returns to her face, and she says, "Well, thanks for stopping by, Aubrey." She looks deep into Aubrey's eyes, and then gets on with her work. Aubrey realizes that she did not mean to exit Leah's house, so she goes straight back inside. "Hello, Aubrey." "Yes. Hi, Leah." Whoops. Aubrey very nearly gave quartz to Leah, which would have made her very upset. So instead, she pulls out the spring onion and then stands right behind Leah and sort of places the spring onion on the top of Leah's head, sort of in her hair. And she's surprised, and she turns around. "Oh, this is a really nice gift. Thank you," she says. "Great. An art show for the whole village. That's a bold idea, Aubrey," she says. "Yeah, you should do it. I'd be there. If you want, Leah, we could set up like a we could do like a little performance. Like I could pretend that we hadn't planned it together, and then I could go in there and make a big deal about it, and then I could publicly buy one of your sculptures, which I was going to do anyway. You're going to sell them to me, right?" Aubrey goes on. "You're going to sell me one of your sculptures, right? Because I intend to buy one, Leah." Though, after all this, Aubrey realizes that she's not actually been anywhere near Leah for the past, 10 minutes, because she's been walking around outside on the way to the wizard's house. She enters the wizard's house and makes a beeline for the imposter and just chucks some quartz at him. And deftly he turns his head in an instant, and with superhuman reflexes he just catches the quartz with his hand, like with his palm toward the ceiling, like he just catches it with his bare fingers effortlessly. Many thanks. This item has some very interesting properties, he says. Stormy days are the only time I can commune with certain elementals, he says. I don't expect you to understand, he says. But what if you make me your apprentice, Rasmodius? Or should I say evil Rasmodius? Where's the other one anyway? If you make me your apprentice, Rasmodius, then perhaps, one day, I will understand, Aubrey says. And he sort of looks at her and raises an eyebrow, because he has not yet decided who to make his apprentice. And he's a little bit amused by Aubrey just presuming that that she has what it takes to be his apprentice. Fantastic. Aubrey goes around the pond area looking for a way to get across because she really wants to harvest more of those spring onions, because she knows that if she's not careful, she's going to run out. So she goes over to the area where the spring onions live, looking for spring onions. And she, lo and behold, finds not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, but 6 spring onions, all in the same spot. And then her appetite for spring onions is just nowhere near sated, so she continues looking around, trying to find more. And when she can't find any more, she's a little bit disappointed, but at the same time, she sort of knew that it was going to happen this way. She understands how to control her expectations. So now that that business was out of the way, she decided that it was time to go into town and give some people some presents. And it was only at this very moment that Aubrey realized that she was completely soaked through with rainwater yet again. Why, she began, don't I realize when I'm covered in rainwater? This is some bizarre feature of my upbringing. It maybe indicates some, like, mental block, like I'm not able to recognize when I'm being rained on or something. She goes on. She ponders. But no matter. I'm sure it doesn't indicate any spiritual or problematic traits. Demetrius wants to put red mushroom on his shelf. Aubrey snatches the help wanted poster, just tears it off of the notice board. It's soaking wet, so it rips a lot, but she takes the help wanted poster. Oh, wait, Abigail, no, come back here. What are you doing? I want to give you this quartz. Please, can I throw it into your bedroom? Can I throw it? Abigail, come back. Aubrey is in distress. She really wants to give this quartz to Abigail, but it looks like Abigail is maybe praying or something in her bedroom, and Aubrey cannot get inside. Please, please, Abigail, please. Let me be friendly. Let me be your friend. Aubrey is not convinced that Abigail will ever exit her bedroom. But it's not really a huge problem. So Aubrey just goes on and does like a full 180. Ah, yes. She makes like a full circle around town and then comes back into the saloon to give Emily a flower. Thank you. I'm feeling a positive energy from this gift, says Emily. Have I told you Haley and I are sisters? Strange, isn't it? She says. Yes, it is strange. Have I told you that I think that Haley is a horrible person? Have I told you that I think that Haley is like the rudest person for no reason at all? No? Yes? Hello, Leah. Leah is is going into the saloon at about 5 p.m. on a Monday. That's good to know. Abigail! Abigail! Come out of your bedroom. Let me love you. Um, Leah is going into the saloon. Abigail is sitting in her bedroom. And what the fuck else is going on? I have no idea. Aubrey says, "Hey, look, it's this dude, Harvey." Okay, what am I even doing? Aubrey thinks. I have no idea. But somehow she continues. I need to find a way to sneak this crystal, this quartz, into Abigail's bedroom. So somehow I need to like get a cart, like a like at a hotel, how sometimes room service comes to your room and they bring you some like refreshments uh, on a cart with a cloth over it. That's exactly the kind of cart that Aubrey wants. And her plan is basically to take a cart like that, put the quartz underneath it, and then put food on top of it, and act like the food is the only thing that it contains. And then she's planning to roll the cart up to Abigail's bedroom, and then like get her attention somehow, like pay Caroline or to call her out of her bedroom, or like find a way to impersonate Caroline somehow, um, in an attempt to get Abigail to come out of her room. And then Abigail would take the cart, pull it into her bedroom, and then uh, oh, Aubrey stops dead in her tracks and realizes, wait a second, this plan is incomplete. I I haven't thought I haven't thought about I haven't thought about how I'm gonna get the quartz out of the cart once it's there. She goes on. Um, Somehow, oh, she realizes, yes, here's what I'll do. She begins. What I'll do is I'll set up a spring-loaded launcher system, and I will hook up the quartz to the tip of a spring, and then I'll put it on a timer, so that at a certain point in time, the um, timer will go off, and then it will shoot the quartz out of the cart, and the quartz will then fly out in the direction of Abigail, and she will be forced to receive the quartz. Yes, that's what she'll do. So Aubrey distracts herself by sort of, in her mind, engineering the perfect device for, like, attaching the spring to the cart, and then the timer going off, and like lighting a match that burns a string, and when the string breaks, the spring will just fire, and the crystal will fly out of the cart, and it will just like burst through a hole that was painstakingly turned into like a trap hole on the side of the cart, because the canvas, the covering the cart, would be in the way. So of course she would need to make like a trap door in the canvas, but on the side of the canvas, hence trap hole. Um, and then as the quartz would fly out and collide with the edge of the canvas, the hole would then easily rip open without any resistance at all, and then the quartz would then be free to exit the cart and be seen by Abigail, whereupon she would pick it up and be pleased, as it is a gift that she enjoys. Holy shit, perfect. Oh my god. Um, Aubrey is exhausted from engineering all day, and she tries to get into her house, but Joan of Arc is literally blocking the doorway, and she cannot get past Joan of Arc. Oh my god, Joan of Arc, get the fuck out of my way. I literally cannot get past you. So Aubrey just has to engage teleportation mode. It's like she has a mode where she can like vibrate all of her body's atoms at the same rate simultaneously, and then phase through normal matter. That's what she was doing in order to get past Joan of Arc. Perfect. Alright, she goes outside. It's a beautiful sunny day. All of her crops are going to need to be watered. She's not looking forward to that, but she looks into her mailbox and sees a letter from Lewis. And he says, "Dear Aubrey, tomorrow we are all getting together for the flower dance. If you can find a partner, you might even want to participate in the dance yourself. There's a little clearing beyond the forest west of town where we will hold the dance. Arrive between 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. if you're interested. Mayor Lewis." That sounds fantastic, Lewis. Holy crap. Aubrey looks at her garden and realizes that there's just an absolute wealth of items that are sprouting inside of her garden. Dandelions, horseradish, leeks, all kinds of stuff that would normally only grow out in the middle of nowhere, basically. Whoops, she accidentally casts her fishing rod onto the ground, and she feels super embarrassed about it. She eyes this flying magenta butterfly and is really concerned because it looks as though the butterfly is watching her and may have seen what she just did. And Aubrey really does not want it to be the case that anyone or anything with any sense of awareness saw what she did. She really fears that. So she goes out of her way to watch the butterfly and see if it exhibits any further signs of sentience. And she sees it going up to a magenta tree, which is pretty much the exact same color. And Aubrey concludes that it is indeed sentient. That butterfly, no doubt, it's got a plan. It's got a mind. It's got feelings. It's got plans. It knows what it's doing. Most of all. Holy shit, that's terrifying. Aubrey looks into her chest and realizes that she has just harvested almost everything that was growing in her garden plot at this point. And it's the 23rd, so what's she gonna do now? She has no more seeds. Though there are still a few more items growing, so she's not gonna worry too much about it. Excellent. Okay. Once again, she reaches into her chest and pulls out items that she thinks will make good gifts for the townspeople. Excellent. Perfect. And the spirits are annoyed today, once again, so she knows that she cannot go adventuring. She's slightly saddened by this, but she's been having so much fun, basically running around in circles, getting herself dizzy, and fishing, and talking to people, that she's not worried about it in the slightest. Fantastic. She makes her way over to Leah's house. Whoops, she tries to water Leah's door. That's like her new greeting. Aubrey decides that in order to save her pride from that fumble, she is going to come up with a new pastime, which is that she is going to compulsively walk up to literally everybody's door and water their door. Oh shit, Vincent just came out of his house. He got a little bit wet from the watering can. It's a little bit embarrassing. A little bit. Ah, hey look, it's Penny. Penny? Take this dandelion. I mean, this daffodil. No, I have not. Thanks, this looks nice, she says. I'm tutoring Vincent and Jazz today. They're a handful, but it's nice to make a difference in someone's life, she says. Good to know. Good to know that you are meditating at 9:40 a.m. Penny is just here. The fuck? It's nice to know, Aubrey begins in her own mind, that Penny is just here in the park in the morning at 9:40 a.m. meditating in preparation for teaching these little brats all day long. She knows that that she will need all of her inner strength. She knows that she will have to rely a little bit on the positive feelings that she's feeling from Aubrey's gift in order to get through the day. Aubrey sees Emily walking by and gives her a daffodil. "Thank you. I'm feeling a positive energy from this gift," she says. "I work part-time at Gus's saloon. It pays the bills," she says. "Good to know, Emily." Fantastic. Aubrey has no idea what to do. She's overcome with a little bit of uncertainty. She walks straight back to Leah's house with the intention of presenting yet another spring onion to her. And she goes inside of Leah's house, and Leah greets her. "Hi, Aubrey." "Hello. Would you like another spring onion placed directly on top of your head while you're doing that sculpture? Do you think it is helping you concentrate, Leah, when I do this? Do you think that it would help you to concentrate if I just put leeks on you while you were working? Actually, no, not leeks, spring onions. Would it help you to concentrate, for example, if I were to just, like, put this in your shoe? Like if I were to reach down and try to stuff this spring onion into your shoe while you're trying to do your sculptures? Would that help you concentrate, Leah?" "This is a really nice gift. Thank you," she says. "You're welcome." "Hello, neighbor," she says. "Hi. We both live outside of town. Does that mean something?" she wonders. "I think it does, Leah. I think it does," thinks Aubrey. She doesn't quite say that out loud yet. She's not sure that Leah likes her well enough for her to be that forward. But Aubrey is hopeful that at some point Leah will return her secret affections. Excellent. Aubrey turns around and heads straight back into the saloon because she intends to throw this parsnip straight at Gus once again. Her plan to get under Gus's skin and like blackmail him and get him to do all kinds of weird fell things is well underway. She knows that Gus will not complain. She knows that Gus will not say anything to anyone, so she just walks right up to Gus and whispers, "Hey, it's me again. I'm back." And then this time she is wondering where to stuff the parsnip this time. And so what she does is she sees him cleaning the glass with his cloth, and so what she does is she takes the parsnip and just chucks it into the cup while he's cleaning it. So she just chucks it into the cup. "Oh goodness, are you sure?" he says. "Hi, please relax and enjoy yourself," he says, growing a bit more uncertain over time. Aubrey is certain that at some point he will be completely terrified of her and will just do whatever she says without asking. Oh, fantastic. So, having gotten that out of the way, Aubrey continues up and searches for Abigail, who she finds looking out from this bridge over the water. And Aubrey has to tell herself very explicitly that she's now going to return to genuine, friendly, human interaction mode, and she's going to speak to Aubrey as a friend with no intention of manipulating her whatsoever. "A word of warning, my mom really hates quartz, whatever that is. Just the thought of it can make her depressed." "You don't say, Abigail. I wonder why it is then that you like quartz. Do you have any thoughts on that, Abigail? Here, why don't I just place this quartz on the bridge, on the handrail of the bridge right in front of you, and then let you just see it. And then as I do that, Aubrey thinks, I will just stand here and be with you and look at the butterflies and the lake with you." And Aubrey does it. "Hey, how do you know I was hungry? This looks delicious," she says. Aubrey or Abigail looks at Aubrey for like a few moments, probably a bit longer than she intended, and they stare into each other's eyes for just a few moments, and then Abigail returns to staring out over the water. So Aubrey just sits here with Abigail and allows Abigail to be an introvert in Aubrey's presence, because such things are considered bonding experiences for introverts, and Aubrey knows this. But she's also aware that introverts need space, so she only allows this moment to last a few seconds, maybe a couple minutes, and then she decides to say goodbye. Bye, Abigail, and then she leaves and gives Abigail some space. Perfect. Aubrey understands introverts. Aubrey decides to go into Pierre's shop and see if he has any seeds that she can use. She's specifically looking for any seeds that will grow in the summer. Unfortunately, she cannot find anything. That's right. She can't find anything. Okay. She turns around and heads back and decides to give Evelyn a wild horseradish. Shit. She disappeared. She decides actually to try to give Alex a horseradish. Okay. Thanks, he says. Oh, shit. Apparently Alex does not like wild horseradish. He does not like to eat raw horseradishes, and he certainly is not trying to eat healthy like other people are. Though, to be honest, he probably is trying to eat healthy. It's just that he doesn't like to eat raw, wild horseradish. Okay. You gotta try some things, you know? You gotta try things, Aubrey thinks to herself. Don't let it get you down, Aubrey. Just stay strong, and don't let their negative reception get on your nerves. She tells herself, and she heads back to her farm, and just is forced to deal with the fact that she can't actually plant anything if nothing will be ready, if nothing will sprout before the end of spring. So she realizes there's going to be a few days at the end of spring when nothing is growing, which is a bit problematic. However, she takes this as a basically a license to use that time for adventuring instead. She also realizes that part of this path has not been paved, so she reaches into the blue chest, pulls out a cobblestone tile, and sets it straight down onto the path where there was a gap. She feels much better about that now, and now actually she feels really good about it. Perfect. Okay. She looks through her mind's eye, realizes that Abigail still needs to receive one more quartz, Maru still needs to receive a item, so she pulls out gifts for both of them, and then decides to have an early sleep today because there's really nothing else to be done. So she goes to sleep. Holy crap. She dreams about chopping down trees. She has a dream about that bird, that woodpecker that she displaced so rudely from its home, and realizes that instead of chopping down trees, what she could do is tap them by just drilling a hole into the side of the tree and shoving a spout into the tree, and draining the precious bodily fluids of the tree. Alright, the spirits feel neutral today, and upon hearing this, Aubrey feels that, you know what, it's probably a good idea to just go adventuring anyway, because neutral spirits are good enough for most things. The fuck is that? There was a strange plant growing in her garden plot, but she did not pay it any heed and instead searched for the 48 salmon berries that she had collected over the course of the spring, because she was going to use them in the mines. Excellent. She put away the watering can and the axe and head off in the direction of, wait a second, of the mines. Oh yes, the flowers for Maru, the quartz is for Abigail. Aubrey formulated a tenuous plan in her mind to vaguely plan for giving Maru the flower. She decided that she would pass by Maru's house on her way to the mines and hope that she could, like, see into Maru's house, see into her, like, windows and see if she was home. And then if she could find Maru, she could find a way to get into Maru's house, she would give her the flower. However, she was not going to spend a lot of mental energy making this happen. She decided to wait until 8 a.m. because it was already 7:50 a.m. Can I get in? No. Fine. I'll give Maru her present later, she concludes. And she heads up toward the mines with thoughts of glory and valor filling her mind. She is very, very much determined to conquer these mines and reach level 40 because for some reason she has been challenged by the spirits. They have told her that she really needs to get to level 40 because presumably only a few adventurers in this history of adventuring have gotten to level 40, and they want to see if Aubrey has... Oh shit! The flower dance is today! How could I have forgotten? Aubrey is super embarrassed and cannot believe that she forgot about the fucking flower dance. She receives a psychic ping from Emily. She's almost entirely certain that it was Emily this time. And so she says to herself, you know what? Emily will have to admit it at some point. It doesn't matter that I know. It doesn't matter that she denies it. We'll get it out in the open at some point. So Aubrey takes it as a given that it was Emily who did that. And she decides that it is really important for her to head straight over to the flower festival as soon as is physically possible. So she sprints all the way there. She gets caught in a little alleyway. Oh crap, there's no way through. She almost spends way too much time in this alleyway trying to get through, but she realizes her mistake and turns around. Oh! Eventually making it her way straight to the flower dance. Perfect. She can hear excited banjo music and piano music in the distance, though, oh my god, a gigantic squirrel about the size of a large dog was sprinting across the flower festival fields. Aubrey saw it. Nobody else seems to have seen it. They're all just standing around and talking to each other. They're transfixed by each other's company. And Aubrey is 100% certain that that squirrel was definitely real, but nobody else saw it. And she's a little bit concerned by this fact. Filled with a little bit of panic, she sort of runs back and forth across the field, trying to figure out who to talk to first. Clint, you look like you're out of place here. Why are you wearing your apron? You should really dress up for these things, Clint. I wonder if Emily would dance with me, he says. Aw, he wants to ask Emily out. Whew, I'm stuffed. Hey, have you tried the red jelly yet? She says. Emily, why don't you just admit it? You pinged me. You told me that this was happening because you wanted me here. Why? Emily? I'm very sorry, but I've already agreed to dance with someone else, she says. Okay, Emily, that's a fair excuse. Caroline, I wish Pierre would spend this time with the family, she says. Yeah, I noticed that. He's always behind the counter at these things. He just never gets out of merchant mode. I've noticed, says Aubrey. I wore my best shirt for the dance. This sort of thing doesn't happen very often, says Elliot. Yes? Excuse me, not today. Aubrey was not really certain what Elliot would say, but she figured she would give it a try and ask Elliot to dance, but he's not having it. Hi Aubrey, glad to see you here, says Leah. Yes? Oh, it hurts, it hurts. Aubrey asks Leah to dance, and Leah says, I'll be honest, I don't really want to dance with you, she says. Fuck, oh, it hurts. My heart. I should have brought my fishing pole, says Willie. Aubrey walks up to Gus, gives him a knowing glance. Frog season is really starting to pick up, he says. Trying not to look at Aubrey. Now this is the life. Kid? Sweet wine, a babbling brook, warm air. Did I mention wine? She says. Yeah, you did mention wine, Pam. I can see what your priorities are, says Aubrey. Though, at the mention of wine, she realizes, you know what? God, I could really go for a drink right now after being rejected by Leah. But I am determined, and at some point in the future, Leah will agree to dance with me. You know what? I admit it. I really like flowers, says Sam. Yes? I don't know. Maybe next year, he says. Poor Sam. He doesn't realize how fun it would be to dance with Aubrey. Sebastian's not having it. He says, ugh. Yes? No. There's someone else I want to dance with, says Sebastian. Is it Abigail? Do you want to dance with Abigail? Hello, Abigail. I really hate dancing in front of everyone. It's so embarrassing, says Abigail. Mom makes me do it, she says, glaring at her mother. Yes? That's flattering, but I'm gonna have to say no. Sorry, she says. Well, that was a much gentler letdown than the one that Leah gave me. Maybe based on that, I should actually be giving my attention to Abigail instead, because she seems to be a little bit more well-versed in social dynamics. Shane? Excellent sauce. Shane is quite happily just eating all of this stuff. Ouch. He's having a bit of a difficulty eating the stuff. Are you going to be dancing today, Aubrey? Jody asks. No, apparently, because all of the people that I thought I would be dancing with have rejected me. Can you believe it, Jody? Can you believe it? Hi, Demetrius. These springtime dances can be traced back to ancient fertility rituals, says Demetrius. Why, thank you, Demetrius, for deconstructing this fun social event into science. Fantastic. Hey, you should know about this stuff, farmer. Alright, Demetrius, fine. I'm sorry I questioned you. The air smells so sweet with all these flowers, says Robin. Yes, it does. You're right. How could I have forgotten about the sweetness in the air due to the presence of flowers? I have no idea. Jazz? Someday I'm going to be the flower queen, says Jazz. That's a high ambition. But I believe it. I believe you can do it. Especially if you keep your hair purple like that. Why are you dyeing your hair purple at such a young age, Jazz? I guess I shouldn't question it. A lot of people around here have dyed their hair. Probably doesn't really matter. Penny? I'm nervous, she says. Yes? Oh, no, thanks, she says. Penny does not want to dance. She seems to have rejected Aubrey more based on her own nervousness than anything else. Maru? I like dancing, but this one is a little stilted. The old-timers really love it, though, says Maru. Yes? I'm flattered, but no, says Maru. Yes? Oh, whoops. Whoops, no. I wanted to talk to Harvey. I'm working up the courage to ask someone to dance with me, says Harvey. Yes? Oh, I'm sorry. I had plans to ask someone else, he says, quite panicked looking. Oh, hello there. It's nice of you to talk to me, says Linus. Spring is almost over. What a shame, he says. Yeah, I bet it gets really fucking hot in your tent in the summertime, Linus. I bet that's not gonna be fun, eh? Hello, Marnie. Love is in the air, and I'm still single, says Marnie. You know, I'm almost entirely certain that I've seen Lewis looking at you, and I'm pretty sure that I see him talking to you at every opportunity. Marnie looks lovely today, says Marlin. Oh wait, no. Marnie looks lovely today, says Marlin. Gotta do the voices. I'm just enjoying the scenery, says Alex. He's watching Haley dance, practice her dance. That's what you call scenery, eh, Alex? Yes? Never mind. I'm not gonna ask you. You seem like you have other plans. Haley? I'm practicing my dance moves. It needs to be perfect, says Haley. A bit obsessed. Hello, George. Flowers? I can hardly see them, he says. It's too bright out here, he says. I've been working on these floral arrangements for a week. Do you like them? Asks Granny Evelyn. Why, yes, Evelyn. I do. They're beautiful. Good job. All right, Lewis. Well, should we start the dance now? He says. Yes, let's fucking get on with it. Let's see. Abigail, Penny, Haley, Emily, Maru, and Penny? No, that's not Penny. That's Leah. All of them are dancing. It's beautiful. Having witnessed that elegant dance, Aubrey is just overcome with um, the elegance, the beauty, and is exhausted, and she goes straight to bed.